During our family gathering, my 7-year-old daughter was innocently laughing with her cousins when my mom suddenly ran up to her and smacked her so hard across the face that she broke her front tooth, shouting, "What kind of disgusting kid are you? You're so repulsively loud, I guess you're expected to be obnoxious like your useless leech of a mother." My sister chuckled sadistically, "Only her tooth? She's lucky I didn't break her entire jaw instead, maybe that would teach her some respect." Everyone in the room started giggling and applauding the violence. I didn't argue. I didn't scream. I simply smiled sweetly, gently took my daughter, and quietly documented everything while calling the police. Within hours, I had destroyed their entire lives. My name is Trina, and what happened at my family's Labor Day gathering will haunt me forever, not because of what they did to my daughter Ruby, but because of what I discovered I was capable of when pushed too far. Let me start from the beginning. My relationship with my family has always been complicated. My mother, Gertrude, is a controlling narcissist who never missed an opportunity to criticize my life choices. She hated that I divorced my abusive ex-husband Brent 3 years ago and rebuilt my life as a single mother. She especially despised that I'd gone back to school to become a paralegal and was finally financially independent. My sister Camille has always been the golden child, married to a successful accountant named Vincent, living in a McMansion in the suburbs, with 2 kids who she claims are perfectly behaved angels. She's made it her mission to prove that I'm a failure as a mother, constantly making snide comments about Ruby's energy and personality. The rest of my extended family, my Aunt Margaret, Uncle Bob, and various cousins, have always followed Gertrude's lead. If she decided someone was worth criticizing, they'd all pile on like vultures. I'd endured years of their passive-aggressive comments and outright insults, but I kept showing up to family events because I wanted Ruby to have a relationship with her extended family. That was my first mistake. The Labor Day gathering was at Gertrude's house, as usual. She'd spent weeks planning this elaborate barbecue, inviting everyone to show off her perfectly manicured lawn and newly renovated kitchen. I almost didn't go. Ruby had been excited about going to the Science Museum instead, but Gertrude had specifically asked me to bring my famous potato salad, and I didn't want to deal with the guilt trip that would follow if I declined. When we arrived, everything seemed normal enough. Ruby ran off to play with her cousins Jake and Sophie in the backyard while I helped set up tables and chairs. The adults gathered on the patio, drinks flowing freely as they always did at these events. I should have paid closer attention to how much wine Gertrude was consuming, but I was busy trying to keep the peace and make small talk with relatives I only saw a few times a year. Ruby was having the time of her life. At 7 years old, she's naturally exuberant and giggly, especially when she's around other kids. She'd been looking forward to this gathering for weeks, asking me every day if it was time to see her cousins yet. Watching her play reminded me why I kept subjecting myself to these family events despite how uncomfortable they made me feel. The kids were playing some elaborate game of tag that involved a lot of running, squealing, and laughter. Ruby's laugh has always been infectious. It's this pure, joyful sound that